All right, welcome back. With us today, Dr. Forrest Sauer from Twin Oaks Health. We're going to be talking about, I think it's a lot more prevalent than maybe we think, but seasonal affective disorder, otherwise known as, which it kind of fits, SAD. Welcome
Absolutely.
back to the show, man. Good to see you.
Thank you so much. I love
So, is it accurate for me to say this is pretty prevalent? Or?
So prevalent, and it's not just in women. Men obviously are very affected by this as well, and then all age groups. It's not just the elderly or the middle age. It's the young people as well. They all seem to struggle with some sort of depression, especially when it gets this time of year when the temperature starts to drop, when the clouds are being overcast, and there's a couple of things I just wanted to talk about that are really useful in overcoming these feelings of depression, is really what they are. And I used to suffer with this in the past myself, and how just debilitating and really just limiting it can be for the quality of your life. So number one thing that can really make a huge impact is overall just mindset. I can't tell you how many clients I have come in and say to me these very words, like, this time of year is very tough for me. Well, you're already starting yourself back behind the 8 ball. When you're saying, like, the months, what is it, November through April are very tough for me, you're already, putting yourself behind. And so instead, there's actually the study done, it was really interesting, where no matter what time of year, no matter what the weather, they had this group of study of people where they got up in the morning, they looked out a window, and they said with a smile on their face, today's going to be a great day. And whether they felt it inside or not, they still said it, and it made a statistical difference in their overall mood. So just mindset, overall mindset goes a long ways in having this. And you were joking about, how do we overcome seasonal affective disorder? Do we all move down to Mexico? And that's something that I hear a lot of times too, is go to vacation down south. The sunshine, it activates a part of the brain that releases serotonin anyway, so there's science behind it, it makes sense. But just having the overall positive mindset and feeling that, hey, I'm blessed to be living where we are at. And I made just a quick anecdote. This was 5 years ago. I made a promise to myself that I was never going to complain about the weather again. No matter what time of year, just like everything's beautiful. If it's April and there's a massive snowstorm coming, hey, it's beautiful. Last year was a bit of a challenge, but I made it through. But just always just being grateful for the weather that we're having and for all the blessings in your life. On the more physical things that you can do to really make a difference in your overall wellness is get out and exercise. And this goes beyond just simply, running or being on a elliptical machine. I'm talking about lifting weights. You're going to actually be activating the front part of your brain. It's called the frontal lobe. It helps control cognition. It helps control your overall mood. And so when you're doing resistance exercise, like resistance bands, or when you're actually lifting weights, you're going to be activating that front part of your brain, waking your brain up, and causing that mood to be at a higher level, causing that the release of serotonin and dopamine that's natural in the brain. So it's awesome. And then also, just before, Heather from Valley Christian Counseling, she was talking about marriage counseling. Yes, when you are in a relationship that's extremely stressful and are doing nothing about it, it just becomes that much more stressful. And that's going to add to these feelings of depression as well. So there's multiple things that you can do, and just being involved and investing into relationships, whether it be your spouse, whether it be your friends or your family, that goes a long ways to also improving your overall mood.
At what point do you suggest, it might be time for you to see somebody professionally?
Good question. Yes. And so if you have friends in your life that say, hey, maybe you should get checked, and they're going to be polite because they're your friends. And so even if they start saying the small things to you and you don't really realize it, because sometimes if we're feeling this way, we don't even realize that we're feeling sad. And so sometimes, or feeling depressed. And so sometimes if people are speaking into your life, saying that maybe you should get checked, please listen to them and seek alternative help. Also, if you are not comfortable with how sad that you are and how depressed you are feeling, if it's uncomfortable for yourself, please do seek help. Yes, because we don't want this to go, out
Exactly. So if people want to get a hold of you, maybe visit with you, how do they do that?
Yeah, so they can give us a call. We're actually having a seminar next week, and we'll be talking about hormones and everything, because that plays a huge role in the brain. And so you can give our office a call. It's 701-356-3255. It's 356-3255, and we'll be talking about this. But I just really wanted to get the message out and help people overcome this because living in depression for 6 months out of the year is no way to live a life.
Amen to that. Thanks for being here. We appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
All right, stick around. We got much more coming up right after this.